We're ready? I'd like to welcome everyone to the April 13th, 2017 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. If you would all join me in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board this year. To my left is Gary Merrill, our Vice President, and to my right is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis and County Administrator Faizan Ahmed. And our clerk today is Jennifer Sandernova. All right, we can start.
Resolution number 17-358 in the matter of approving the electronic record of the proceedings from regular meeting held April 10th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-358. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-359 in the matter of approving minutes from planning session held April 5th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-359. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We have no public or elected comment today. And number 5 has rescheduled. So we're moving on to number 6. Resolution number 17-360 in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates, and payments of warrants on batch number CMA PR 0412.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-360. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-361 in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-361. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-362 in the matter of accepting and approving the Delaware County Sheriff's Office Transport Report for the month of March 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 17-362. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-363 in the matter of approving the First Amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between the Board of Commissioners of Delaware County, the Sheriff of Delaware County, and the City of Delaware for the use license of the Jail Tracker software.
So moved.
Second. Discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Major Jeff Balzer with the Sheriff's Office. The no-cost agreement with the City of Delaware for their access to the Jail Tracker system benefits both departments. They frequently run into the same people that we encounter later on. So by allowing them access to input and check the information in Jail Tracker, it ultimately assists the Sheriff's Office as well. I ask for your consideration to approve the extension.
We've had this in place for a while.
Yes, sir.
It's the sharing.
Yes,
It's
sir.
working well.
It is. It is. At the beginning, there were some training issues we brought up, and the departments are working well on that. So it's a good cooperative agreement.
And you said there's no extra cost to...
That's correct.
All right. Vote?
Vote on motion 17-363. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-364 in the matter of procuring maintenance services for Delaware County Sheriff's Office for State Industrial Products Corporation.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
On this contract, the previous vendor we had to keep the jail kitchen drains clean went out of business. My understanding is that Randy Ormeroyd checked on the Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program. This vendor provides the services and the chemicals to keep our drains clean and well-functioning in the jail and the kitchen. It's a 3-year contract. I know there were some questions about the purchase amount, but it's a 3-year contract with the contractors to get the best price.
So it's that specialized if somebody actually does just drains or...
It is. It's amazing. That's something I'm learning many new things out at the jail, too. Because of the volume of the meals we serve out there, we have to have a service, the pumps and things to do with the drains on a very frequent basis monthly. So without this service, we'd have lots of problems.
This is a different vendor than one we've used?
Correct. The previous one was Lawson Chemicals, which is no longer in business. We had to seek a new vendor.
Okay. This was budgeted, I presume.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Vote?
Vote on motion 17-364. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Resolution number 17-365, in the matter of adopting the Delaware County Economic Development Strategic Action Plan by Montrose Group, LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director for Delaware County. Before you is a request to adopt the Economic Development Action Plan that we discussed on Monday during work session. This plan has three main topics: infrastructure, process improvement, and site development, as well as focusing on some longer-range goals such as entrepreneurialism, marketing, as well as touching on business retention efforts to better support our small business community that exists here today. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
It's a good plan. Thanks for briefing us. And
Yeah, we've been obviously closely engaged in this process as we've gone along, so
Right.
I think we're at a point where it looks really good, and we're ready to roll, ready to go.
I think it provides a guideline for going forward. Got to put meat on the bone, obviously, and that'll come as we move forward, and appreciate all the time and effort that went into the project.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 17-365. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you,
Resolution
Bob.
number 17-366, in the matter of authorizing the submitting of an application for a Walgreens First Responder Grant for emergency medical services.
So moved. Second?
You got a little scared there, didn't you? Did you see his face?
All right, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Burgess, Assistant Chief Emergency Medical Services. This resolution before you is for the approval for EMS to submit for a community first responder grant through Walgreens Pharmacy. This is a way they give back to the community. The amount of this grant is for $3,000 in order for emergency medical services to replace CPR training equipment that we use numerous times throughout the year. I think in 2016 we issued 740 CPR certifications throughout the community. That's first responders, teachers, nurses, doctors, Boy Scouts, and through the course of those classes it creates significant wear and tear on those that equipment that we use, those CPR mannequins, as well as the automated external defibrillator trainers that we use. They don't actually shock somebody, so we have to have the trainers to train the folks how to use those. So this grant would help us replace that equipment that receives that wear and tear throughout the years. So this time we'd recommend approval.
Thanks to Walgreens.
Yeah, it's very nice of Walgreens to do
Is
this.
it a grant we get every year, or just a grant?
This is the first time we've applied for this one, yes. We have a grants committee that's constantly searching for different ways to bring those funds into the department so that this doesn't have to come out of our budget, so.
Yeah. Great.
Good. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-366. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
That brings us to administrative reports.
Good morning. Just that the county is going to submit an abstract to present the development of Gemini Parkway and IKEA for the National Association of Counties Conference in July.
Oh, great.
And that presentation will probably be a combination between Chris Bosman's office and ODOT and NP Limited. We're going to look at it from a joint teamwork perspective, how transportation, taxes, and development come together.
Great.
So looking forward to that. I'll let you know if it gets accepted. I hope it gets accepted. At the same time, they have requested volunteers, so I'll be sending out an email to various people in the county to volunteer at NACO conference, and it will be a good way for us to participate and showcase the county.
And I did see where IKEA is announced their opening date June 7th.
June 7th, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they announced it
I saw
yesterday.
that, too.
So that's a little earlier than I think we were expecting, so
It
things
is.
must be moving along well.
Yes.
It'll probably be a place you want to be anywhere near on June 7th. But it's going to be
I don't know. You may be
crazy.
near it on June
I know. We may be asked to.
Commissioner Merrill and Chris Bosman and I did make a trip down to the Cincinnati. We were actually in Claremont County for a different reason, but we went to Skokie
By the IKEA there,
and their food is excellent. So
especially the Swedish meatballs.
But it is true, you get in a maze, and you don't get out of there without following the,
There, yeah.
The Yellow Brick Road.
you need to remember how you got in.
yes.
All right, Commissioner Merrill?
I really don't have anything today, there's a lot going on, but I don't have anything specific to talk about today.
Okay. Commissioner Lewis?
I'd just like to second what you were saying about the NACO conference here at the end of July, and we did have a phone call, Farzana and I, with Commissioner Brown and their administrator, Ken Wilson, and they would really love to have volunteers from Delaware County to help with the NACO convention, and it's a great opportunity. I have been I attended one of their conventions last summer, and people from all over the country there, and it's a great opportunity just to see how counties can work together and be very effective, not only with legislation, but just with a myriad of other, whether it's transportation opportunities, and really getting a lot of new ideas from that conference. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to have some of our employees volunteer. That it'll be great. And my only other announcement is that there is a PIN, People in Need, canned food drive going on right now, and we have a box right in the foyer, a big white box. If people could just donate some cans, 2 cans apiece even, that would be great. I know we can do better than we did last year. So last year was the first time we tried it, so hopefully we'll get some more cans this year.
To follow up on your NACON comment, I saw where that goes through 2 o'clock on Monday, so I don't know whether we want to cancel the Monday commissioner meeting or not, but the last day sometimes get a little wider, but we might want to at least entertain the idea of canceling the meeting.
Sure. We should definitely look at that. That's it.
That's it? All right, just a few other things. The competitive advantage project results are in. I'm compiling those, and we'll get those compiled and sent on to the MORPC 2020 committee of the top 3, 4, or 5. Not sure exactly where we're going to end up on that survey work. But anyway, hopefully that'll help with some infrastructure funding in the future. We got MORPC today, the regular session, general session for MORPC this afternoon. We do have our enhancement grant session on Monday.
Oh, that's right.
That should be very interesting. We've got a number of organizations presenting on Monday, which is always interesting to see. A lot of good groups around the area that do a lot of good work. Orange Township is having a public transportation open house this afternoon from 12 to 3. I won't be able to go because I'll be at the MORPC meeting, but that's good for them that they're taking the lead on trying to get more discussion and focus on public transportation, and they're hosting that this afternoon from 12 to 3 at the Orange Township Hall. Tonight, just kind of more of a personal thing, there's a lecture at in Hamilton Williams on OU's campus that is about Axis Sally. I don't know if anybody knows who Axis Sally is, but Axis Sally was the Tokyo Rose of the Nazis in World War II, and she was an Ohio Wesleyan student. So there is a very direct connection there.
Didn't know
It's not
that.
one you like to brag about.
Yeah, that's not one that they
my
put on their
gosh,
website, but it is
They
a,
did? Oh,
yeah, she was an Ohio Wesleyan student. Family and Children's First Council met yesterday, and again, they've got a lot going on. There's still some organizational structure issues to sort out, but they got good people working on that and trying to take care of the kids in particular. Bob and I met with the PACE group yesterday called the Gould Group, talking about PACE, a program to finance infrastructure, or not infrastructure, energy improvement enhancement financing. And my concern with that all along has been that I didn't want the county to become a lender I just thought that was the role of the banks more appropriately, and so they've got this program that looks kind of interesting, like banks are behind it, and there's a structure that we're interested in pursuing that might, that looks like it could be interesting to provide energy enhancement financing to owners of buildings in the community. That very effective rate, good program, saves money with energy enhancements. So anyway, we're going to take a look at that and see if we can't add that to the finance authorities' weapons that they can use to improve economic development in the area and improve buildings. It's just a win-win. So that's all I got. We do have need for executive session.
Resolution number 17-367, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of compensation of a public employee or public official to consider the purchase of property for public purposes.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-367. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Bitton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
All right.
All right.
You didn't know Axel Sally was a Wesleyan student.
No, I didn't. I knew who Axis Sally was, but my gosh, really?
Better information.